Yeah, I think it was Sean Corrigan said good luck with this build. Thanks for that. Anyway guys, what's going on guys? It's James The Yorkshire Modeller back with you again, and we have issue 29 of the Ferrari F40. So, the reason I was a little bit hesitant there was this is the issue where it's kind of a special issue. And I've seen a few things on a few Facebook groups, and there's been a couple of people that commented on the previous F40 video, number 28, about have fun with this one. And I've had a look through the instructions. So with this one, basically, we are carrying on with the engine. And there's a lot of parts. There's like a load of cables, there's loads of tiny parts. I mean, this number 11 is like, it's tiny. It's tiny. It's like basically a bit of a bit you've cut off a sprue. It does say in the instructions you won't use all of the parts supplied with this issue in the following assembly stages. These instructions will show you how to install some of the cables to the engine, which should now be nearing completion. Pay attention, as these parts are small and can be tricky. And from what I've heard, it's very tricky. So, let's take it slow. So, bring the engine in. That we've done up to issue 28, so that's all here, obviously on that camera as well, just there. So, right, on the left of the engine block, just above the oil pan, there's a rectangular protrusion. Attach detail A, positioning as shown in the image. So, let's grab my tweezers. Detail A is part number 9 according to this, which is this one just here. So, doing it the right way. So, with this one, you're having this little kind of black sumpy type thing facing towards the front, or this bit. So, there's your little protrusion just there. See if I can get it a little bit closer. There you go. So that bit there, and that little rectangular hole on the back goes against it. So that goes on just like that there. That was nice and easy, wasn't it? I don't think the rest of it's going to be like that. Insert the end of pipe B in the hole of the detail as indicated by the arrow and circled in the photograph. So it looks like that is this hole just here. So it's this kind of one closest to the bottom of the engine. Let me just check. Pipe B is part 2, so that's this one just here. And I just push that. Let me have a look and see about that cable. Right, so one of the cables has to go behind the so on this bit, this one, the shorter end, which is the one on the top there, has to go behind this part just here. If I can get it to fit, there we go. Looks about right there. Just pop that in. Christ. This is gonna be interesting, isn't it? Let's try and grab that a bit of a better angle. It's the problem with these parts being round. You do struggle sometimes to get them to push in. There we go. So that's in there. So you can see that pipe just in that first hole there, and the second hole behind it is still free. And then these two pipes are kind of hanging off to the side there. That one does need to be moved behind that though, I think. So if I'll sort that in a minute. Right, so part 3 is connect pipes B, received in the last issue, to the base of the engine block. Now I have kept a little bag just here. All these cables are all kind of staggered about all over the place. So, right. Okay, so. Right guys, so that's that bit all attached. As you can see here, I've got, like just off camera there, I've got a load of extra cables that have come with the previous issues. I think some of those we attach in this issue. I'm not 100%, so that's why I've just put them there, and we'll obviously go from there. So, connect pipes B received with the last issue to the base of the engine block. So, pipes B, I believe, are these ones here. So, pipes B, I guess it's these ones. That one curls that one. Yeah, so you've got a nut, like a bolt, sorry, on one end, and this is the same on both of these. So you've got those there. So if we flip the engine over, and these are going to go on that little bit there, and then we've got one in a similar position on the other side. Where are you? There. So these will just go on to those. That's one. There's nothing else that looks right that would fit on here, so just swap those around because I think I might have those the wrong way around there. So I think I've got those the right way around. Although I might not. Let me check. Yeah, I think I might be alright. I think they're the same part anyway, so I don't think it'll matter. So connect pipes B received in the last issue to the base of the engine block, which we've attached on just that one there, and then same place on that side there. Insert the other ends of the pipes into the turbos, which are these bits just here, and there is a tiny little hole just underneath there that these are actually going to go into. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly push these turbos on properly. There we go. Easy enough. So I just took the that little rubber bit off just there, and then I could get the pipe in properly. So both of those little pipes, where is it there, in that turbo and also in that turbo there. So they're both attached. Collect pipes D, E and F from issue 28, which measure 80, 85 and 65 millimeters. So I think that will be these ones, because these are the only actual pipes that I've got. But tape measure. So they're all in size order. So I've got 85, 80, 65, so I know which one's which. Insert tube D, 80, into the hole that is indicated in the image. So that's on the top of the engine. And it's actually in the engine, I think. So the 80mm one is this one. Yeah, so we go underneath this assembly just here. And it's actually, there's like a tiny little hole just inside here. I don't know whether you'll be able to make it out, but it's just on this side of the engine here. So if we just push that, make sure I get it in the right position. Yep, so it goes behind there. There we go, so that's in there. That's in. Insert pipe F, which is 65, so that's the shorter one, in the hole highlighted in the photograph, which is a hole a little bit further forward with a slightly raised kind of detailing around it. Like that. Finally fit one end of pipe E, 85mm, on the pin shown in the image. Right, so this bit actually goes on this golden part just here, on this little pin at this end. So just drop those cables down and underneath it. And that just sits on there, kind of like that. Checking the position against the picture. Press fit detail B into place. Now detail B is this tiny little bloody thing here. So it's literally minute. Where does this go? So this goes on, so it goes near one of these engine sumps here. It goes on this top of this bit of the engine. And there's the world's smallest hole underneath that this has to fit into. There we go, that's in, like that. And it clicks in just like that, and then I can pop this bit back onto the engine. So that's that bit on just under there. You can just about make it out on the close. Right. Attach the cable in place using the silver coloured plug. Now that doesn't help because it doesn't say which cable. So I'm going to need to do a bit of guesswork here. There's no cables that actually have like a silver colour plug on them, and it goes in to here. So like a little hole on this one here. So you see that hole there? That's where this next bit's going, but it says attach the cable in place. Right, I think I figured it out. So it's part 13, which is this one. It's got a silver plug on one end and nothing on the other. So I'm just going to push this in because it's got the right sort of shape connector to fit in there as well. Oops, sorry. There we go. So that seems to fit alright. We'll find out. So I'll just move that just down the bench a little bit there because we're done with that for now. Now we're going to bring in these two parts here that we did with previous issues. So, connect the cables to the suction bases, the interlocking elements to ensure a tight seal. So that's these two bits here. Again, they've stopped giving us part numbers now, which is really handy. So it's these two bits just here, and these are going onto the red ends of these, where you've got the little rectangular kind of pegs. That's one, and that's two, so that's that in. So that's both of those done. Now mount the suction bases on the motor unit using the 4 fixing pins. So, make sure I get these the right way around. So that's to go that way, that's to go that way. So the 4 fixing pins are these 4 pins here, and they go into the 4 holes in the top of each side there, where you've got those 4 in a line where my little finger is. And I need to make sure we get these the right way around now. Leave that like that and hope that's in right. Mount the suction base onto the motor unit using the 4 fixing pins, which I've done. Right, insert the cables coming from the suction bases onto the pins of the coolant pipe. So, right. So, let me just check these bits I've got here are right. So, on the coolant pipe, just inside here, I don't think you guys can see it very well, but there's 2 little sort of pins. This pipe here coming off of the suction pump here, and this pipe here coming off of this suction pump get attached onto those 2 pins. So I'll see if I can attach them first, and then I'll show you afterwards. Pipe can bloody stay off then. Don't want to stay on at all, that one. Anyway, those 2 pipes are on. So, connect the suction cables as shown. So these next 2, okay, the suction cables, so it's this one here and this one here, that I am going to put a bit of glue on. That one just keeps falling off. It's not a massively snug fit anyway, this one. So I just want to put a bit of glue on here just to hold it in place. Yeah. Right, so I put a bit of glue on that one. So those 2 pipes will hook round and back underneath around the oil filter, I think it is. Right, so we'll just hook these right around the oil filter, and then I'll see if you can see it on the underside of the suction. Yes, you can just about there if I move that a bit closer. So that little hole just there, and then in the same place just on the other side, that cable there, so this one that I'm wiggling here, and this one just here, will loop around this and get pushed into those holes on the opposite side. That's in. So they are both attached. Now that on the picture in the magazine looks a lot tighter than it actually is. So that's a bit concerning, but we'll just keep going with what we've got. Connect tube 1 from issue 25 and install it on the power unit. There are 3 attachment points. So pipe 1, I believe, is this one from issue 25, and it goes, so let's turn the engine around this way so I'm working the same way that it is in the magazine. So that one will go there. this side goes round and underneath into that hole there, like that. And then this one will bend around and attach onto that one just in there like that. There we go, that's in. So that's that pipe all attached. So the three fixing points for this one are one just here, one in the same place on this side here, and then the last one is on the back. So this pipe comes all the way around here underneath the engine, and then it attaches just there as well. Join tube 4 from issue 25, which is this one, to the wastegate, issue 24. The latter consists of 3 parts which are assembled by pressing them together. Right, there we go. So those 3 bits are all pushed together like that. So that's one bit there, that bit in the middle is another bit, and then from there backwards that's another bit. So that's that. And we attach that onto this bit of pipe work here, so it'll look like this when it's done. And now this will connect to the turbo pipes. So where we've got the turbo pipes kind of here, see that little half moon hole there, and the same thing on the other one just there. That's where this will attach to. And apparently this goes over all of the cables, so this had better sit in place properly. There are a lot of cables on this, and there are also a lot of cables that keep detaching themselves, even though they say it's a tight fit, it's a snug fit. No, it's bloody not. Right, that's that attached anyway, so that's that bit done. Mount the wastegate on the engine, fixing the 2 ends of the turbo, fixing the 2 ends of the tube 4 into the main exhaust manifolds. That's what I've just done, so that's fine. Now, using the corresponding pins and holes, install the base on the intake manifold. So the intake manifold is this one. It's this one just here. Now the 4 holes on the back are going to line up, we hope, with those 4 pins on the suction sumps, I think it is. So, I have a feeling this ain't going to work, because there's pipes everywhere underneath this that haven't yet been attached to anything. Right, I'm just going to have a look back through the instructions to make sure I've not missed a bit, because there's a few pipes here that just don't go anywhere and aren't attached to anything, so it's a bit stupid as to why we'd actually have them. So I'll have a quick look through the instructions. Well, I've just took them pipes out. It's step 29.5, collect pipes D, E and F, the ones that measure 80, 85 and 65 respectively, insert them into the holes in the image, and then it doesn't say anywhere else, you know, where to put them. After that, it's checking the position against the picture, press detail B into place, then attach the cable in place using the silver coloured plug. There's nothing. There's nothing. I mean, there's this part here that one of them could be attached to, but it doesn't show them very well at all. It really doesn't show them well at all, because then by the time we get to 2911, that part disappears. That, like, they've been attached to something, or they're just not there. So I've just taken them out. I genuinely don't know. All they've said in the instructions is just to put these 3 parts into certain holes and then don't do anything else with them. I know there's been a few people that have said the instructions are bad, and I know there's been a few instances where we've had to guess, but with a magazine and assembly of this amount of detail, you can't be guessing where things are going. You just can't guess. You can't guess. I mean, where's this bit going to go? You know what I mean? I don't know. Right, look guys, this video I've already been recording for 42 minutes, and I know a lot of this footage is going to be sped up. this is stupid. This is stupid. They've given us a 14 page instruction book. All these parts that we've had from previous issues that we're not using at all. And then we just get some random parts that get attached but don't go anywhere. You know, it says here 29.12, and you can see one of the parts is still sticking out, but then it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't even mention it again anywhere in the instructions. That's all sorted, and then you're on to attaching a bit that first pipe's disappeared. This pipe, the really, really long one, that one is still in the instructions, so I'm leaving that one on because I can see, just with a bit of glue in the end of it, to hold it onto that hole, but it's not attached to anything yet, which is fine. But when we're attaching something over the top of the other pipes, I can't see how they can say, well, you're now attaching a part over the top of another part. I'll let that glue set. So this cable here that I've just reattached, that one is the 85mm one. That's still quite clearly attached in the instructions, but then you put in this bit here over the top of where these two cables should have been, but those cables haven't gone anywhere, and they're not long enough to go anywhere else. So I just don't know. I just don't know. But anyway, we're going to try and attach this bit now. So if I get these all lined up there like that, and then push it into place like that. Could have made that a bit easier, couldn't they? It's on there, but it's just a pain in the arse. This bit kept popping off. This bit popped off like 3 or 4 times as well. Jesus Christ. Anyway, using the corresponding pins and holes, install the base of the intake manifold, so that's done. Insert the end of the pin on tube A from issue 28 in position indicated by the image. So this is pipe A, which I believe is this one. So it's got a little bit of a flex to it. And this is going to go on the underside of the engine. Let's see. That's fine. So this is going to go on the underside of the engine, and it's going to go into that hole just there. So where you've got the underside of the engine here, it's that bit coming off there. And it's that pin that's going to go into it. And then in the same way, connect tube 3 from issue 25 to your model. So tube 25 is this one, and that is going to go into a little hole. I don't think you'll be able to see it because it is really well covered here. But just behind this pipe here, there's a little hole. That little pin just there is going to go into that little hole. Go over, it goes over, so that's fine. That's that one in. 29.19. Take tube G from issue 28 and join it onto the engine manifold. So those two bits are just getting left again. So yeah, that's mildly annoying. We're just getting loads of pipes being left again. Right, pipe. Tube G from issue 28 is this one just here. and this goes on to this bit of the engine that I really didn't want to come anywhere near again, and join it to the engine on the inlet side. So if we join it onto this pin that's just there, hopefully that will, there we go, that's on. That's fine. So join the group to the end without connector of pipe C. Badly written instructions, these. So that's still on, that's fine. So it's this way round, I believe. Let's have a look. It's going to annoy me. So it's this side of the engine. Join the group to the end without connector of pipe C attached to this outlet. That's really badly written. Whatever that is ridiculously badly written, but I'm just going to bend that pipe round. That's not going to fit, is it? No, that's not going to fit. Right. Push the protective bellows into the place as shown. So the protective bellows is this one just here, and we're going to do that on the underside of the engine in this little hole just here. If that'll fit in properly. Yeah, a pair of tweezers, that might help. There we go, the protective bellows is in. Take tube 2 from 25. After passing it through the 2 slots shown, insert into the bellows. So this little hooked end will go towards the back. This flat end will go into the bellows. So it goes through that little hole and that little hole, and then that will just get pushed down there and into the bellows like that. There we go, that's in. Right, now take the coil cable and connect it as shown in the image. In the same way, install the coil cables of all cylinder banks. Now the coil cables are these ones just here. Now one thing I am going to say is, from looking at the instructions and the picture we get when we've finished, so that one just there, which is blown out really badly on that camera, but on this camera will look a little bit better, there are very few, if any, cables sticking out. So basically, somewhere the instructions with Panini are that bad that you don't know what you're connecting. So I am incredibly pissed right now because of that. The engine is absolutely shocking to build. I thought the Spitfire engine was bad with all the little bits of cabling in that. I have got 1, 2, 3 cables that aren't attached to anything. I don't know where they're meant to go. These cables were not attaching to anything in this stage anyway. That's annoying because you think they'd want us to connect them to something. It's terrible. It is absolutely terrible. I mean, hopefully it's going to be a nice build when it's finished, but how are we meant to build it? If the instructions aren't written well, how are we meant to build it? I know they're being translated from Italian, but it's shocking. It is shocking that they're not explaining it as well as they should be. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to get those bits attached, and then I'll come straight back to you. that's all those cables attached. An hour, 4 minutes and 30 seconds it's taken me to do this issue. Here's the result. Here's what the power unit of your model looks like at the end of this detailed stage. Store it carefully for the next stage of the build. So, there's these two cables here that not a clue on where they're going. This one here is just sticking straight up in the air. There is this one here which is the 83mm cable that 85 sorry, that needs to go back onto there, but that's the only one that doesn't even look like it's attached on there at all, so I don't know where that's going. Don't know where this one's going, don't know where these are going. The pipes at the bottom there, they can, you know, they're just going wherever they end up going. These pipes are going wherever they end up going, so yeah. So we've got these three pipes that basically we're putting the instructions just to slot in, just as a pipe that doesn't go anywhere. That pipe there doesn't actually go anywhere. I'm going to keep them to one side just in case there's anything that they attach to in a later issue, but I doubt it. I doubt it. We'll see. We'll see with issue 30 though. Speaking of issue 30, we get pedals and interior elements, so we're not even doing anything with the engine in the next one, so God only knows when we're going to be doing that. And then issue 31 is gearbox components and elements for the electrical system. So I'm going to have a look through the instructions because, as I said in the channel update video, I've got quite a lot of... sorry about the state of my forehead there. I've got quite a lot of the issues to go through. I've got all the way up to about issue 42, I think. Something like that. So I'm going to have a look through and see if there's anything in there where it talks about the engine. I'm going to save these parts. I know where they all go. And we'll just see. We'll just see what happens. It is a bit of a piss take because, you know, the pipes don't always line up, which is annoying. It's very annoying to have just bits left that you can't do anything with. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyway, this is what it'll look like. This is what it looks like when those are all attached on there. Those two pipes are coming out somewhere. I don't know where they're going to go, but we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, I think it was Sean Corrigan said, good luck with this build. Thanks for that. Anyway guys, please remember to like, share and subscribe to the Yorkshire Modeller for more weekly model building geekiness, and issue 30 of the F40 will be up pretty soon, hopefully next week. So until then guys, please remember, happy modelling and stay safe.